today with something interesting. I'm just going to ask you a question and let's see how good your knowledge is. So the question is, do you know who is Todd Robinson? Is it ringing some bell? Do you know him? If not, don't worry. This is a recording, so I'll be answering it myself. Todd Robinson is a person who is there in Guinness Book of World Record for achieving a big feat. That is, he ate 4,000 light bulbs. Do you think you can do? Believe me, I can't do. Even if given one bulb, I don't think so I'll be able to eat it. What is so special, though being a human, he is able to eat 4,000 light bulbs and set a record and stand straight, and we are not able to do that kind of a feat. Do you think what might be the reason? Do you know what might be the reason? Okay, the reason is plain and simple. His susceptibility. Yes, you heard me right. Today we are going to deal with a very good topic which you all would love to hear, that is susceptibility. Now susceptibility, we always think of susceptibility in terms of disease or in terms of medicine. But susceptibility plays a vital role when it is considered even in a healthy mind or body. That is, our day-to-day activities of our eating or digestion or consumption, respiration, excretion, all these things are related to it. If everything is functioning normally, then our susceptibility is normal. But if anything is altered, that is when the susceptibility is altered and you tend to catch disease. So it is very plain and simple. So as I told, today we are going to talk about susceptibility. Susceptibility by Hahnemann is explained in 3 aphorisms, that is aphorism 31, 32 and 33. But before coming to the aphorisms, as I am going to teach you susceptibility as a topic, I will start telling you the definitions which are given by different authors too. Now these definitions and these points you can include it for your exam. So I will start my today's topic susceptibility by giving definitions and an introduction which is not there in Organon of Medicine, which I specially prepared for you. But the aphorisms come later. So this is how you will be presenting susceptibility. As susceptibility is a very big topic and I will be including so many things under it, it will not be over in one class and you will have to see few videos for getting a clear picture. So let us come to today's first class. Okay. So what is susceptibility or define susceptibility? So as I told, today's class is about susceptibility. Now definition is the first thing we are supposed to write. So we go with H.A. Roberts' definition. What is H.A. Roberts' definition to susceptibility? It is reaction of the organism to external and internal influences. You have to add susceptibility is, okay? Just to make it short and to make it fit in this board, I just written susceptibility is a reaction of the organism to external and internal influences. Next comes Kent's definition. According to Kent, susceptibility is influx of cause in body. Then Stuart Close. According to Stuart Close, susceptibility is general quality or capability of living organism of receiving impressions and power to react to stimuli. So these are the three examples, three definitions, these are the three definitions by H. Roberts, Kent and Stuart Close about susceptibility. Now, any topic when you are writing in exam, it should, if it has a definition, it should have a definition, you should write definition. Then you write an important point called as introduction. So, what are the points you are going to write in introduction? So, everything which has life is more or less influenced by circumstances and environment. Now this includes plants and animals also. Okay. Now I'll tell you an example. Okay. That is what happened is in Connecticut. That's a place. Horticulturist planted or grew peaches. Okay. But all the peaches died. So because of that, they just left it there. But after 50 years, when the soil was checked or the sample of soil was seen, then they understood that the soil is low or almost no, okay, in potash. Now potash is needed for peaches to grow. Even now you can see this in many plants. Certain plants grow well in certain condition. If that does not favor for their roots, then they are no longer going to grow. Okay. So that is one of the examples. Now for example you take polar bear in animals. Now polar bear can bear the rigors of Arctics. Okay, Arctic. So it can stay there. But at the same time, do you think if a Bengal tiger is left in that condition, it will be able to survive? No. So Bengal tiger, if you see, can only survive in the humidity of India. Now let us leave big animals. Go to small animals which everyone loves as a pet. Dogs. If you see Indian breeds will survive in Indian climate, but if you take or you buy a golden retriever or a Siberian husky, you will have to literally keep the dog in AC or air conditioned climate. Otherwise it will not be able to stay in that particular environment. So let it be animals or plants or humans, we can bear only what we can bear. Okay. A very famous line has been written, that is, one man's one can consume, the other person may not be able to do so. So here where you can quote the example of Todd Robinson. This is what I told. A person who can eat a light bulb, but do you think we can eat? We will not be able to do it. So even human beings have particular way of getting used to their circumstances. People who are staying in Gangtok and Sikkim can bear that place's winter. But if I, who is actually from Trivandrum, I am going to be exposed to that kind of winter or snow, I may not be able to do, and I would really require a good amount of clothing or sweaters on me. So let it be human beings or plants and or animals, we are all susceptible to a particular kind of environment or circumstances and environment, and if there is any change or anything which triggers it, then naturally we may fall sick. So that is what is the introduction about. Okay. Now let's go to Hahnemann's, where Hahnemann has told about susceptibility and how is susceptibility important in homeopathy. Now we start with Aphorism 31. So what does Aphorism 31 highlight? It highlights about susceptibility and disease. Now what I am explaining about susceptibility in these topics is especially meant for UGs or undergraduate students, that is from 2nd to 4th year. But of course, as if you are a PG, then you really require to go about it in more detail. Now I will be explaining in headings, but when you are explaining it in exam, you can tell that susceptibility in various parts of homeopathy, and you can put susceptibility in disease and susceptibility health, susceptibility medicine. So there are other topics which will be coming on, keeping on coming, and you can just all put together headings together and explain each one in detail. Now I will be explaining the first 3 aphorisms where Hahnemann told about susceptibility. Then only we will be going to other things. Okay. So susceptibility and disease is been explained beautifully by Hahnemann in Aphorism 31. So what does this Aphorism 31 or what does susceptibility and disease actually mean? That is morbific, that is disease. Whenever I am using the word morbific, it means morbid means disease. Okay. So morbific noxious agents are inimical, that is against. Inimical means against. Okay. Inimical bracket, this is for you to understand, against our body. They can be partly psychical or partly physical. And don't have the power to derange health. What does this line mean? So the disease agents, let it be partly psychical or partly physical, though it is a disease agent, yet it does not have the power to derange the health. So that, what does that mean? It means that they affect us only when we are disposed or susceptible to them. If we are susceptible, what happens? We become diseased and we produce signs and symptoms. Now these disease agents don't or does not produce disease in at all times. We are made sick because of our susceptibility. Always remember that we are surrounded by so many bacteria and viruses. Then why is that if we are really surrounded, then why is it that we are still healthy? Things are there around us, but we are made sick only from inside, or if we are disposed or susceptible from inside. So the external influences will affect us only internally if we are susceptible to them. And once we are susceptible, the disease agents then produce disease, which is expressed in the form of signs and symptoms. We are made sick because of our susceptibility. Now I can give you a beautiful example about it. A few days back, a girl had come in my clinic. Now this girl came and told me that she was a severe case of eclasia cardia. Okay. Now this patient, when I started investigating, now this girl didn't have the complaints earlier. It is there only since 2 years, and since past 3 months it is very worse. She literally stopped eating because she was finding difficulty in swallowing the food. Now when started investigating, she told that she was of course married. Then she told that 2 years back she came across, these complaints are there since 2 years. 5 years back she had started having issues with her husband. At one point of time she was undergoing severe stress. Now it kept on happening, and only 2 years back did she come up with the symptoms of dysphagia or difficulty in swallowing. So we are only if we are susceptible, the disease attacks us. If it was there, if it should have come anytime, it would have come early. Why did it wait till now to come? So this happens many a times. Only if you are disposed, you come up with symptoms. Take a very common example. Suppose you are sad about something, or you just failed your exams and you are very much in despair and you start crying. After some time, you may become totally normal once you come out of it. But there are times, if the grief is too severe, you may come up with a severe headache and you will not be able to bear it, and then you may have to take some medicine to correct the headache. So, only if you are susceptible, the disease comes. If not, the disease does not attack you. So, that's all for today. Stay tuned for more.